Having found himself trapped in the nightmare with some of the other classmates, Nick found himself not aging in body, except for the glorious ginger facial hair that was on his face. It started off slowly, as a little bit of stubble that was rough to the touch and to the senses. But after a while, and being exposed to the dark magics that existed within the nightmare, Nick found himself being able to grow more facial hair than he was ever able to before. What started off as a bit of stubble soon turned into a full-blown ginger goatee, which would rival the flames of all the gods that mankind has ever known throughout history. "I call it the Beardinator 2000, Nick said to the group as he emerged from the janitor's closet where he had been sleeping this entire time. Trying to find an internet connection so he could download his DOS games to create strategies was rather rough in this dimension. Obviously, the fiends must be on the phone 24/7 if they can't access the dial-up. Amber and Sam couldn't help but stare at the flaming red goatee. Its bushiness was inviting, almost as if though they could rub their hands through it and not even blink. Their mesmerization, however, was interrupted by Chad. He yelled as Troy turned around to see the giant swinging Chad around like Loki in the Avengers, his limbs breaking and flying off in every direction like a really bad Mr. Potato Head. As all of the other classmates ran, there was but one left to face his fear, but there was no fear in his eyes, due to the protection of his god tier +2 coolness flaming red bushy goatee. As Nick removed a pipe from his bag, he ran towards the giant, when suddenly a burst of holy fire came from his goatee and onto his pipe, granting it the flames of the gods. The giant quickly picked up Nick, however, and threw him against the wall, but luckily for Nick, his goatee also acted as a helmet. The two engaged in a fierce duel, the giant smacking Nick back slightly, but Nick also being able to move in and get a hit off with the pipe of the flaming goatee. Just when all seemed lost, however, as the giant grabbed Nick and held him close, attempting to break the nerd's back in a giant bear hug, the goatee suddenly realized it was done playing around. The goatee caught on fire, and Nick, knowing what he had to do, quickly brought his chin down onto the giant's neck and began scrubbing it with the flames. Just like that, the fiend's shield and health was destroyed in an instant, and the body fell over before disappearing in a flash of green nightmare energies. Nick sat there, victorious, as his friends came around him and began to heal him with their med bags. The goatee had saved the day, but it had not yet gotten them out of the nightmare, as suddenly, Thrill of the Kill Strangler moonwalked into view and started to spin around in circles in the midst of his traps. To be continued.